Hey, boys and girls. Today I'm going to teach you a new spelling rule for words that end with Y. But first, I want you to take 3 quick seconds to read this word. Okay, the word is jogged. And so, what the word jogged has done is it's a base word that has an added ending and it has a changed spelling. And that is what the rule I'm about to teach you is. It's the same thing. So, in the word jogged, if I were to cover this part up and we found our base word is jogged. But if I want to change it to jogged or jogging, what I have to do is look at the word. I see that it is a one syllable, one short vowel followed by one consonant at the end. So because it has one short vowel, one syllable, one consonant at the end, I have to double the consonant and then add my ending or my suffix. So jog becomes jogged. For words that end in Y, like the word baby, B-A-B-Y, the word baby follows the changing rule. And so if I wanted to change the word baby to babies, then I would spell B-A-B. I would change my Y to I, and then I would have to add E-S to make it babies. So that's why the word baby follows the changing rule. You're going to change your Y to an I and add ES to make it babies. Some of the endings that we'll use today are, and you may notice also that they all end with or begin with an E. So we have ES. We're going to be adding ES, ER, EST, and ED to some words that end with Y. And so the rule is to change your Y to an I and add one of these endings. All right, so let's take a verb. Let's take the word carry. Okay, carry. Let's change carry to carried. All right, I carried the heavy groceries into the house. So I'll take my base word is carry. I'm going to spell out my base word again up until and stop at Y. So C-A-R-R. I have to change my Y to I, and then I will add ED to change carry to carried. We can do the same thing with changing the word carry to carries. The base word is carry, but we're going to spell C-A-R-R, change my Y. I'm not going to have a Y. I'm going to change my Y to I and then add ES, and it becomes carries. So my base word is carry, but if I wanted to make it past tense, carried, I would change my Y to an I and add ED, and then carries, we would change the Y to I and add ES. All right, let's take the word funny, which is an adjective, funny. So this time we're going to use our comparative endings. So I want to change the word funny to funnier. So I would spell most of my base word and stop when I'm going to write the Y. So funny, let's spell F-U-N-N. I've got to change my Y to I. And if I add ER, it becomes funnier. And then for funniest, it's the same. F-U-N-N, change the Y to I and add EST. So we have funny is the base word, then we have funnier, funniest. Another word that we have is happy. H-A-P-P-Y. Happy is an adjective, so we can use our comparative endings for the word happy. So let's change happy to happier. H-A-P-P. I'm going to change my Y to I and add ER for happier. For happiest, H-A-P-P. I'm not going to use my Y. I change that Y to I, and then I'll add E-S-T. So happiest. Happy, happier, happiest, with the base word being happy. Let's try the word party. Party is a noun, so let's change it from party to parties. So the word party is P-A-R-T-Y. So when I change my word from party to parties, I'm going to write P-A-R-T, change that Y to I, and add E-S. So the base word is party. Down here, parties. Still have the base word party. We just changed our Y to an I and added ES. Now let's take, I shouldn't have. We're going to keep these. Add my endings again. Let's take the word cry. Cry is a verb. It's an action. So we can change the word, the spelling of cry. We can change it to cries and cried. And so for both of those words, we would do the same thing. Let's change cry to cried, past tense. So we'll be adding ed. So we have CR, change the Y to I and add ed, cried. And then when we're spelling cries, CR, change the Y to I and add ES, cries. So when you have a word, a base word that ends with Y, the rule to remember is you're going to have to change the Y to an I and add your ending. So happy becomes happier. Change that Y to I and add your ending. So now you can read the words happier. All right. Here's carry. We're going to change it to carried, change the Y to I and add ed. Carried. What would this word be? My base word would be DRY, dry, but we change that Y to I and add ed, so it's dried. How about this word? If we covered that part up and imagined a Y being there, we'd have easy. But now when we change the Y to I and add ER, it's easier. So we can read happier, carried, dried, easier. So remember the rule for a word, a base word that ends with Y. You want to change that Y to an I and add your ending. All right. Happy spelling to you guys and happy reading. And you guys have a good day, and I'll see you next time.